I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We say hello to Clowdy Ixion. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello, I'm Clowdy Ixion. I am a horror gaming VTuber. I play a lot of horror games. Usually I have my friends on as my co-hosts. Uh, they're becoming slightly more busy, so that tends to be harder, but I do try.
Yeah. So you are our imaginary friend.
Yes.
Yes. So really, I might actually be talking to myself.
Possible.
Well, it's not the first
But
time, nor will it be the last time.
indeed.
It does happen, but I do appreciate you coming on. How long have you been doing the VTuber thing?
I've been doing this like under a bunch of different names, but as for Cloudy specifically, I made the Blue Sky account on October, somewhere in October,
Mm-hmm.
and I properly debuted on May 28th, I think.
Okay. So
So
what made you switch over to Cloudy? Was it just not being settled in the other things you set up?
yeah. Okay, so it feels like uh yeah, just generally like I feel like one persona was too not me, the other one was too honest. This feels like a pretty good balance.
This one's just right.
Exactly.
Yeah, some folks have a interesting time trying to balance that out because um, I know in interviewing a lot of folks say that they get a chance to be more themselves in this type of an atmosphere, but I can imagine somebody being too much themselves and suddenly realizing,
Yeah,
I'm giving a little too much away here.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's kind of like the allure for VTubing for me. It's just like very comfortable anonymity. I don't have to worry about anybody knowing too much about me.
yeah. I've likened it to going from high school to college, where you're still the
Yeah.
same person, but none of the folks around you remember that you ripped your pants out in fourth grade in front of everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's a chance to do something different.
Yeah, you get to start fresh, but you
Exactly.
don't have to change yourself, but everything else around you has changed. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one way to describe it. So, what was the allure for you for content creating like this?
Uh okay. I'm not greedy, but from a standpoint, this makes a lot of money, and I feel like working a 9 to 5 job is gonna like completely rot my brain. So I'm just trying to like obviously I'm not planning to make this like my whole thing because if I lose it, then that's kind of like my entire life down the drain.
Hmm.
But I feel like a part-time job and this is like a comfortable existence.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. It's something that that I think a lot of people like. Some people ask me about the radio business again. Should I get into it? I'm like, not as a full time job, um, because no one's paying enough for you to live off of, on local radio for one.
Yeah.
Secondly, is you have no idea how it's going to be from one day to another in a job like that. And it's kind of like the way here. If you put too much into it and then something happens and now this is not something that goes well on a resume yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And what did you do for the last 6 months? I did this. Then you have to explain it to them, and it doesn't. Indeed.com does not cover this very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it does take a little bit of confidence in yourself, though. Have you always had that type of confidence in your abilities like this?
Oh no, I am still very self-conscious about most things because I recently transitioned,
Hmm.
like on my birthday.
Oh,
So
wow.
just kind of like yeah, it's just been kind of like dealing with the dysphoria obviously because my voice is not very like like it doesn't match the model, but I'm kind of fine with that. I'm learning.
Well, it's something. If you don't mind my talking about this a little bit, because
Yep.
I know I've known a few folks over the years who were in radio business who have transitioned, and they had some thing done with their voices. It sounded awfully painful, I know, to me. And frankly, I think anybody who does this is showing a lot of courage. By the way, um, but the voice ended up sounding in such a way that she was an engineer, and they used her for all sorts of things because the voice timbre was just so different. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, are you kind of are you do you have anything like that in your future where you might try something on your voice, or are you going to stick with what brung you?
Uh, like a surgery or something?
And, something along those lines, you know. I don't know. I don't know how it goes. um,
I
um,
feel like I feel like doing anything permanent with it is like a bit of a scary thing
mm,
because it's just like, oh, what if I don't want to fully commit to this? So that's why I've just been trying to like learn how to do voice training, I think it's called.
yeah.
So it's very confusing now, I will admit. I have no clue how it works, but I'm learning.
Well, I mean I mean, compared to a lot of things in life, that is a massive step, and
Yeah,
my hat's off to you for for showing the courage to do it and
thank you.
following through because I don't give a flying crap what anybody says about it because
Yeah,
I'm my own person. Um, Taking that step is very courageous. Um, no matter what people
yeah.
say, it's not changing your shoes for crying out loud.
Yeah, it is a big change to admit
Yeah.
that, you're obviously like something, you know?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's very tough. It's very tough. Imagine for you to put into words, and it's even tougher for folks like myself to try and empathize and sympathize with because we're not anywhere near that at this point. Especially somebody as old as I
Yeah,
am. I mean, when I grew up, we in the '70s and '80s, you know, it wasn't it wasn't a topic that came up very often.
yeah,
Uh,
that's why I feel like it's good that we're talking about this now because
yeah,
it's like, oh, people are starting to realize that identity is like a fluid thing. You're
yeah,
not
yeah,
tied down to being like uh just like what you were born as.
yeah.
Because usually from like from my research, people would just fucking like bully you for that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and I frankly, it doesn't matter to me what you want to call yourself,
Yeah,
how you present yourself, as long as you're comfortable with it. You're not bothering anybody. You're not hurting yourself or anybody else. So there you go.
exactly.
That's perfectly fine as long as you're comfortable. And and I see it makes it hard for me to imagine any type of decision like that, having to make that sort of decision. It scares me. I imagine it was.
Yeah, makes sense.
I imagine when you first decided that you were going to on your birthday, no less, that you were going to do this, was it relief or was it even more scary?
I would say a mix of both because it felt like I am claiming an identity for myself, but at the same time, it's just like a very big thing
Hmm.
because actually, I'm just gonna give like a little bit away. Because my grandparents, who I used to live with for a while,
Yeah.
were like very like conservative, and
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
So it was just like very scary having to, like realize that
Mm.
in the environment where that's just generally not a thing that would be like accepted,
Right.
It's just
Right.
scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Family is always rough to deal with in any situation, let alone that type of situation. Um,
Yeah.
and and hmm. and I'm getting close to jumping on a soapbox here, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's my show.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
when someone has and I'm not a biological father in any stretch of the imagination, not going to be at this age. I cannot imagine a situation where somebody would be that upset with their grandson, child, nephew, where they would kind of box them completely out of their lives. So
Exactly.
That's beyond me. Um, if people want to get mad at me for saying that, I don't give a flying rat's ass. So there you go. Um,
Yeah.
that's it. That's me anyway. But again, it's very tough for somebody like me who grew up in the '70s to empathize with it, and with this and you know this transition. Have you felt supported as you've been a VTuber in this transition, or have there been people who've not been supportive?
Oh yeah, I've felt super supported.
Mm,
Um, because this space is very queer inclusive. Obviously, like there's a
mm,
lot of there's a lot of queer VTubers, and I've made. I mean, I would say I've made a bunch of friends. But I've definitely made friends.
mm,
It's great.
yeah,
And also, I have my mom who is also very inclusive, and my IRL friends
yeah,
who are also very cool.
yeah.
Uh, a very strange way of being validated, I will admit, is being creeped on by somebody, which has happened to me in DMs. I posted about it recently,
Yeah,
but yeah, there was another VTuber. I'm not going to name drop, obviously.
yeah.
Who was just like being creepy, and I was just like, okay, well, I mean, I'm glad you think I'm a woman because that is validating, but it's
Yes,
also it made me uncomfortable at the
yeah.
time.
That's, talk about your side effects.
Yeah, I know.
Just, whoa, wait a second here. Now you can kind of
Yeah,
you kind of mark that down in your book of achievements, I guess.
exactly.
Congratulations.
It's something, I'll tell you.
Well, I was interviewing so many people with so many different um, backgrounds and coming from. I really do believe that the VTuber space is that opportunity for people to not have to worry so much about how how people perceive them, because you can create that perception yourself. Um,
Yeah, you can be anything,
yeah,
literally.
you can be a toaster if you want. Um,
Yeah.
I don't, but someone could do that if you want. I have a hard enough time being me, let alone being a toaster.
Yeah,
I've set toasters
yeah, that
on
makes sense.
fire several times. I don't think they would like me.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. One time when I was a kid, I set two on fire in 2 days. I did not make the parents
Oh
very
wow.
happy. No, I was banned from toast. Banned from
I can
toast.
see why.
That's terrible. Teenager
Yeah.
banned from toast. That's the worst thing teenagers get into these days. I'm all for it. Um, the so for you getting this, have you found a comfort zone with the folks that are coming on and following you and participating, where you don't have to worry about all of that stuff?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Um, I I hope that my very small community so far also has just like generally enjoyed themselves because right now it's mostly just like me and my friends.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, it's still you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
they're coming back for your personality, and they're coming back for. I mean, there's a lot of choices out there, and folks that are coming back because Ixion's there. That's that. How do you feel about that? Realizing that they are the reason why they are tuning in is because they want to see what you're up to.
It is definitely very interesting because I've never because like I've wanted to be a part of this space for a while, but I've never like realized like, oh, this is I'm entertaining enough to actually do this. It's
That-
a strange thought.
yeah, and I mean, when you first was it something that you even thought of when you first decided to be a content creator? That yes, there are people who are going to be putting your name down on their schedules to
No, actually, it was originally just like oh yeah, I'll do this. We'll see where it goes. If it becomes something, then it does.
yeah,
And just like whatever.
yeah. So
Yeah.
are you happy with where you are right now?
Uh, I would say happy enough, but obviously I would like to. It's it's a numbers thing at the end of the day. I want the bigger numbers.
Big numbers, big numbers.
Exactly, exactly.
So it does happen, and say we multiply by 10. Are you ready for that type of chat explosion, where suddenly now your community is much bigger, and the chat goes by without you being able to read it?
I think that's gonna be like a sad experience for me because I do like talking to people like, or just like generally talking to people whoever like shows up in my chat
Mm-hmm.
because it's a very like, oh yeah, I'm actually connecting with this person even if it's just like a little bit.
Mm.
And if my chat ever does get to that point, honestly, I feel like while that is a point to be satisfied, it's also just like it's
Yeah,
like a man,
that's when you start yet another channel.
yeah. Ugh.
And try to keep that one up just as the small channels you can talk to people. this is my
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
my job and money channel. This is the channel that I do on the side. It's a never ending story. It just keeps looping in on itself. Uh, so
Indeed, indeed.
so have you always been a horror game aficionado?
Uh, well, I recently got into this phase, but just as for like gaming in general, yeah, I've played I've played a lot of games.
Mm. So what I can't do that. I literally cannot stand horror very long because I get one of those things where one spook, one good spook, and I'm running into the next room. I'm I'm like, okay, I'm doing
Uh,
this on purpose. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm going to run away. Um, so what is it? Were you always like watching horror movies? Is it just something that caught you on the run here?
uh, I've 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 just generally enjoyed like just anything in the horror space in general.
Mm,
Uh, I like learning about like the sets and what actually happens.
mm,
Just like generally along with the age of like new internet horror,
yeah.
it's just generally increased my like love for the space.
So would you rather play a game that is the jump scare, jump scare, jump scare variety, or the one that goes for the long con?
I would say the long con, relying entirely on jump scares just make the game feel kind of cheap.
Yeah,
Because like, yeah, you're scaring me, but it doesn't feel earned.
yeah, yeah. I would think it would get more irritating than anything else after a while.
Yeah, exactly. Because like most jump scares involve like a really loud noise,
Yeah,
and and I don't like that much loud noise. So it's just like repeatedly, just like every single room, just oh,
yeah,
just like it gets boring, and then I'm gonna stop playing.
yeah, yeah. What about spoilers? Do you ever get spoilers from chat when you're playing these games?
No, actually,
That's good.
because yeah, most of the time it's like either an old game or yeah. It's just like that's that's originally why the like series where I play these things was called the Obscure Horror Corner because it was meant to be like hey like tiny little horror games that nobody knows about. But it
Mm.
just kind of evolved into like generally horror.
What is it about the smaller independent horror games that makes them so much better than the big company games?
Because I feel like the creator gets a lot more creative control over the game itself as opposed to like because you know how gaming companies function where
Mm,
it's like you have a bunch of people that have to like vet stuff.
right.
That's why I feel like indie horror games, especially, are like kind of the best in the space, actually.
Mm. Yeah, I mean,
Because like obviously you have the heavy hitters, but
there's a lot of games like that now I think people are drifting more towards. Of course, you got your big corporate, games that people are gonna, your Resident Evil, blah blah blah, all that stuff that people are gonna go
yeah,
for. But like you mentioned, having somebody be able to put their ideas and their dream into the program without having to worry about HR or marketing coming in and saying, "Well, people don't like knives these days. They like sickles. Go for the sickle instead." That type of deal.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
And turn the program around. It gives it that kind of raw, unexplored space that
Yeah,
makes things so
it's a
many.
unique feeling.
Yeah, unique. That's the word I'm looking for. Unique. That does give you that extra experience. Do you think these games though have good replay ability value?
Uh I would say for a lot of them, no, because like once you play through them, like you know what's gonna happen already. Like
Hmm.
obviously, sometimes there are just like secrets you miss, but a lot of the time they're just like small, like you play it once and just like, oh, that was a fun time
Mm.
type of games.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like that a lot of them have one pathway, and it could kind of herd you down that pathway to the end. Um,
Yeah.
it would be very tough for the independent folks to be able to come up with something that has a different path, and maybe even an end that isn't very satisfying. If you took a horror game and was playing it and got to the end after playing how many hours on it, and it wasn't the best ending, although you enjoyed the game, would you go back and play it till you got the best ending?
Yeah, I would say so. I like having happy endings in games. That's why I enjoyed. That's why personally, uh, a game I really love that I would definitely spend just like weeks upon weeks playing is Undertale, because it has like so much.
Yeah,
There's so much to it, and just like so many endings and like stuff to explore. I
yeah,
think we're still finding stuff in it actually.
yeah. I think he's sneaking stuff in there every once in a while.
Yeah, maybe, maybe.
It's like the Stardew Valley game that I played all the time. You look up and oh my, he snuck in an extra thing now. my
Yeah,
my completion isn't done yet. I have to keep going for another 7 years to finish this game. Um,
yeah,
with with that, would you say that a game like Undertale would be a favorite for you?
yeah. It is. It is like by far in the top three.
Mm. So what are the other top three?
Deltarune is at number two, and then Cry of Fear is at number three.
Well, Deltarune
Because Cry of
doesn't
Fear is a great game.
Deltarune doesn't even count. Like
I
what
mean,
is
yeah, I guess it's by the same developer. It's really different, and I like that it's different
yeah, yeah,
because it's kind of like because kind of like the opposite.
yeah,
It's because like as opposed to Undertale having so many endings,
yeah,
apparently, and only apparently because I have my suspicions. There's only one ending in Deltarune, and while it also isn't even a finished game,
yeah,
what's out so far is just so great. It's like the production value spikes so much, and it's great.
yeah. And considering it's not a finished game, but people have been playing it for a while. I mean,
Yeah,
people got early access to it, and we're playing it online, and you know, it's nice to not have a deadline, I guess, when it comes to these sort of things. At
yeah,
least an artificial deadline. Uh, you get those games that start rushed to the end, and they end up like a No Man's
yeah. And
Sky
then
or something like that, where um, the game is there, but it's not really done yet. Now you have to add things onto it for people to be satisfied.
yeah, like it's a like there's a bunch of like bugs in it and stuff, and it
Mm.
just like you can tell that they made this in like a week, and then it
Yes,
just like becomes really bad.
yeah. There's a big promise there, but then the
Yeah, it
you,
just doesn't deliver.
you know it's got corporate fingerprints all over it by the time it's done.
Exactly, exactly.
Hey, corporations, give me money. Oh, sorry, that's a different thing. Um,
Yeah.
if they pay me, I'm fine. That's the little radio biz sneaking through again. Uh, so for you, what would you say is uh, is a comfort game for you? Is it the Undertale? Is it Deltarune, or is there another game that you will go on and play even when you don't have a lot of people around
Just yeah, Undertale. Honestly, it's such like a cozy game,
you?
especially with the like true pacifist route. It's so heartwarming and like it's very easy to just cry basically because
Mm.
it's just so sweet and nice and just like it's great.
Yeah, yeah. So I gotta ask, when you first played that game, this is truth time here. When you first played this game, did you realize that you could go through in the pacifist mode, or didn't not find out until you've accidentally, attacked a few people?
I knew a little bit about the game before I started playing,
Mm,
but I was also I was like young when it came out, so I didn't know a lot about the game in general.
mm-hmm.
So I was just kind of doing guesswork on how to achieve certain things because I don't want to look it up. It's
Yeah,
like spoilers and stuff.
yeah. So,
My first my first playthrough was just like it's like oh yeah, I'm gonna do like neutral, but I'm only gonna spare the major characters, and then everything else dies.
yeah.
And then when I got the message of like, hey, if you spare everybody, there's gonna be a special ending. Um, because I was playing on my uncle's computer at the time, and he
Uh,
was like busy a lot using it, so I only really got to replay it
mhm.
just like recently.
Oh, so you got so you had the mixed ending, one of the mixed endings
Yeah,
to start with. Now you're going through with the pacifist ending.
yeah. I finished the passive ending like a year ago, I think, and it was a super fun time. I had a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Not easy to do. There's I watch people do that, and I'm like, boy, my instinct would be to do something offensively here. Um,
Yeah,
and it just gets right up to the end, and it just manages to push you right to the edge, and you have to pull yourself back. That's not easy to do
yeah, exactly.
in this day and age when everything is, shoot, 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 shoot when you get online.
Yeah, the first person shooter genre is definitely one of the most oversaturated.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, what is a game if I were to get into a horror game, traditional type horror game, and I'm not one for jump scares. I've not been a big horror person up to this point. Would you have a suggestion for me?
Uh, Honestly, I think I would say yeah, I'll say Cry of Fear because a lot of the horror comes from like how it's built up.
Mm,
Like it's the atmosphere more so than like a big in your face jump scare.
mm. So there's a good story to it, and you have to keep up with the story as you go along.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's an
cool.
allegory for a lot of stuff, and you can like tell the hints.
Okay. They don't smack you in the face as you go along, do they? Here's the hint.
No, no.
Wham.
There are like a couple jump scares, but they're not like but it's not entirely reliant on.
Mm, okay. So when you're on with your friends online, which games are you doing together as a collaboration?
Mostly just like honestly, we do a lot of stuff from like the horror genre of Roblox games
Oh yeah.
because there's a lot of yeah, there's a lot of like very talented developers on there and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something about the Roblox situation has first of all made the game so appealing to so many people, but has allowed people to let that creativity out a little bit, and
Exactly.
without somebody coming down and stomping on them every opportunity they have, uh, these folks have realized that it's extended the life of the game, um,
Exactly.
and they don't have to pay for it. The original people who put the game together don't have to pay somebody to come up with a new scenario.
Yeah, because they just do it on their own. I mean the drama they're going through right now is definitely drawing a lot of people away from the platform.
Right.
Especially like I saw that they lost like 12 billion in stocks, and it's just like wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Numbers that big, I don't even think exist. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
so
it doesn't feel like a conceivable amount of money at that point. It's just like,
no,
what do you do with all that?
yeah,
You don't need that.
you're just kind of making it up after that. I saw $1,000 bill once. That was,
Oh wow.
yeah. Well, it wasn't mine. Believe me, it was not mine. And I saw like, okay, so that exists. Anything above that does not really exist unless it's a bill.
Yeah, it feels like just like generally it feels like an imaginary amount of money. Like
It's
you could never conceive of having
it's like that. Like the galaxy is never ending. Okay, fine. I don't really need to know what's happening.
that. Yeah.
Anything between the Earth and the Moon, that then okay, yeah, I'm worried about that at this point.
Yeah.
So for you, what is a game that you would like to put on and you haven't been able to do yet, or is there one?
Again, I would like to play. I would say I'm scared. It's one of the it's like a game from like really old timey YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something I've been wanting to play for a while, but I've just never been I've never found a good opportunity to do it.
And it's just called I'm Scared.
Yeah, I'm scared. No spaces. Just like that's the entire title.
So what's this one about?
It's pretty like esoteric. I mean, like the plot is pretty vague,
Yeah,
but from what it's just like generally, I like playing old horror games
yeah.
because like it felt so much more honest back then.
Mm-hmm.
And this one especially came from like a small indie dev, so it's just like this is great. I do want to play this. I just need to find like the proper time to stream it.
Mm. Yeah, I really hope that folks will continue to be independent producers or small group producers because we just are
Yeah,
seeing so much innovation coming from them as opposed to the folks who have the big money to put all the nice new fun technology into it. Um, Frankly, some of these games are just the same games over and over again. Uh,
yeah, just with like different coats of paints and they give characters the different names.
yeah, yeah. I
It
mean,
just feels like very similar.
and somebody said Pokemon is the exact same game over and over and over again. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I would say yeah to an extent, but at the same time, because it's a new region every single game. Oh my God,
yeah,
my bad.
that.
There's a new region like every single game, so it's just like yeah, it's the same core mechanics, but like you
Yeah,
get new characters and like gyms and stuff.
yeah,
It's cool.
yeah. But it's still kind of here's Team X. They're gonna do something bad.
Oh yeah, the evil team.
You better beat them, and then there's the big four at the end.
Yeah, the champion, the other
Yeah,
four. It's like
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
The best
I
that
like
never was, and all that stuff.
I feel like
And
that was a valid point.
yeah, I think in about 20 years they're gonna run out of team names for the bad guys.
Oh yeah,
Team Cheese. They're gonna turn the world into cheese. Okay, it's bad.
yeah,
Fight them.
yeah. They're gonna run out of motivations.
And even the speeches be like, "Oh yeah, we ran out of things to turn the world into, so we chose
Yeah.
cheese." Like, if they do that now, I've got the patent, so they can't use that one. Um,
You gotta pay your royalties.
yes, that's right. I need some royalties from something. So what is your? I mean, have you since you came in without a massive goal in mind when you started as Ixion? Um,
Yeah.
do you have you set yourself some goals now for the channel?
Um, I mean, like a big overarching one is obviously to like get this to a point where I can make money off of it.
Right.
But as for smaller goals, I would say just like um, I'm getting close to 1,000 on Blue Sky, so
Cool.
that's a big goal, I would say.
That's great.
As for my Twitch, honestly, like I think I would be satisfied with like 5,000. I mean, like 500 followers at the very least.
Hmm.
Because at that point, it's like, oh yeah, people know me, but it's not like a bunch of people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good manageable size.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't need like a bunch of stuff. I don't want for much in life. I just want it to be comfortable.
Mm. There's a lot to be said for that, and
Yeah,
and I can tell you, in getting older, that there's a lot to be said for that. It's just the comfortable part that people keep changing the goalposts. you have to
yeah.
you have to follow those all the
It's
time.
like because like houses are getting more expensive, and just like, oh my God.
Yeah, and I can tell you as a fact, cardboard boxes are getting more expensive too, and it's
Oh Jesus.
yeah. Well, it's once they get wet, it's really tough to sleep in them.
Feels like everything is like changing
Yeah,
really fast.
yeah, yeah. And I'm
Like honestly, like with the state of America right now, I would not be surprised if I'm living in a whole new country by the time I'm like 40 or something.
well, depending on what state you're in, that might just happen by on its own.
Yeah.
At this rate, you never know. It's and that's the reason why we turn to video games.
Yeah, it's a very good form of escapism.
Yes, yes, I'd escape as much as I can. Go back to my Stardew Valley if I could, but if I do, if
Exactly.
I do, then I'm not going to be doing anything else, so I have to stay away from it. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
so is there any way that you would like to do some other type of streaming? some sort of hand cam type of deal, or is that out of the question for
God, no, I do not want to do in real life streams ever.
you? Yeah.
It's
Yes.
such an easy way to get like harassed and stuff because like there are some crazy people. No, like there are some legitimately crazy people
Oh
who will
yeah.
find your location by like triangulating the side like a flag that they see with somebody's like left ass cheek and then a goalpost, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you live in this city at this specific address." Like, what the fuck? So just like, yeah, I don't want to expose anything about myself
Is it? Do you see?
because
It'd be like those television shows where you see the lines start moving, and you know they're tracing something, and adds one thing to
yeah.
next thing, next thing. I know exactly where she lives.
Yeah, people on the internet are crazy.
Yeah.
No, because like there was legitimately like I think it was like Afghanistan.
Hmm.
There was like a group of 4chan people who found like a Taliban training base in Afghanistan, not on
Whoa.
any maps, by like looking at the position of a flag and then like doing some like triangulation shit on like a Humvee, I think, and then the fence.
Oh
And then they
my.
found out where it was and they sent that information to the Russian government.
Oh my God. That is scary.
It's like, yeah, I don't want to put myself in that position. Like, even if I don't mess up,
Oh.
I don't want to get doxxed.
Oh no, 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 absolutely. By people, especially by people who are not doing it for, any purpose other than to mess with you, that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And people, there are a lot of people like, oh, I don't care about their information, all that stuff. I read a book called Spy Catcher, I think it was, done
Oh, okay.
by a British former intelligence agent. I think it was MI5. Um, and
Yeah,
he
like MSX Center.
something along those lines. And he
Yeah.
was talking about the technology they had in the 50s, where they could park a van across from your house and listen to what you were saying in your house because of any ceramic surface in your
No, that's
building.
scary.
That's in the 50s. That's 70 years ago.
Yeah,
You're,
especially with the like rise of computers and stuff. It's just like, man, they they can do that without even needing to be near you anymore.
oh yeah, and they could fly over in an airplane and find out what radio station you were listening to.
Yeah.
So that was back then. There weren't computers then that were real computers. Imagine what they're able to do now. Chemtrail that. you know, eh, the reality is so much scarier for in some instances. But I could see that. But you wouldn't want to do like some type of a cooking thing or um, a building type of thing if you didn't have the doxing thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so none of that even crosses your mind.
Honestly, no. I feel like I'm not like big enough of a person to do so.
Mm,
And also I just feel like I don't think it's a danger to me currently.
mm. Yeah. Well, everybody's got different things they want to do with it. I really like the fact that you're able to come on and experience what you want to experience on your own terms. You think that's the way it's happened for you so far?
Uh, actually, sorry, can you repeat that question?
Do you think that you've been able to since you've started as Clowdy Ixion with this particular line of streaming that you've been able to do this on your own terms and dictating your own uh, plan of attack, so to speak?
Yeah, I would say so. I feel very, I feel like a lot of it is just like things that I want to do as opposed to like, uh, just yeah, honestly, I feel like I've been able to do this just like on my own, and it's very, it's very refreshing.
Yeah, yeah. You get a chance to without a whole lot of people staring at you before and during and afterwards. You do have the avatar there to take kind of some of the pressure off. Do you think you would be able to do any of this as a face cam streamer?
Nope.
Mm,
I would definitely be way more anxious.
mm, yeah, yeah. I know all the people I talk to on the radio or talked at on the radio over the years. For a long time, I couldn't get in front of 10 people, and
Oh yeah.
and it's just like it's so much different when you have that in front of you as opposed to holding onto a microphone and talking, in a studio. Um, to me, it was always a lot more intimate that way, where you it was more like a one-on-one type of talk rather than a one-on X, where X is a lot of people. Um, and it makes if I look at that way, it makes it a lot more comfortable for me. Is that kind of the way you look at things?
Yeah, I feel like at some point the number of people watching also becomes just like inconceivable.
Mm,
Because like, yeah, obviously, like 10 people is, oh, that's a lot of people looking at me. But like, when it starts getting into the higher numbers, you just like stop conceiving of it as people.
yeah.
Like honestly, I'd say even 100 people is crazy.
Well, it kind of becomes a monolith at that point.
Yeah.
They'll kind of mold together, but I see some people with quadruple digit people watching
Oh
them and
yeah.
trying to keep up with it. But um, my hat's off to them because obviously something's going right. But boy,
Yeah, exactly.
that would be so exhausting to me. Um, Trying to keep everybody going and trying to pander to the audience that's that big, as opposed to being on and enjoying yourself and have the audience enjoying what you're doing the other way around. Am I
Yeah,
making
exactly.
am I making any sense there? Because I don't think I am. Um,
No, you're making sense. You're making sense.
that's good. I'm glad somebody knows what I'm talking about because
Yeah.
it would it would make for a very very tough interview if somebody didn't know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But this is definitely not a tough interview. This is a lot of fun. I do appreciate you coming on. I congratulate you
Yeah, no
again
problem.
for everything that you've been able to do. A lot of courage, and a lot of courage for coming on and continuing to enjoy yourself, and and doing what you want to do. Um,
Yeah,
you know,
basically.
damn the torpedoes and all that. That is very inspiring for folks, and I hope people will give you a chance and find out what Ixion is all about. Our best imaginary friend ever.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. And
Obviously, no problem.
when you get some big events coming up, let us know so we can promote them for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again. Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.